Hi Nick, thank you very much for being here today with me. It's lovely to have you at Future Build. As one of the directors at Amber Kelly, can you just tell me a little bit about what your role entails?
Of course. My role basically is the front end of the business. I go out and I talk to the market and explain our proposition. Our proposition is a product called Riser Safe. It's a modular riser steel flooring, and the idea of it is it's cast into the floor as the floors are being built. So it eliminates risk from the moment the floors are built.
So within the industry in the last couple of years, as a sector, the construction sector have been very resilient to change. The CPA has forecast in its latest quarterly review that it will see the construction sector to have a robust growth of 4.3% versus 2021 of 13.3%. What do you foresee the biggest challenges are going to be in the industry in 2022?
Well, budgets, definitely, and raw materials. The issue with budgets is nobody factored in a pandemic, and that has had a real impact and almost caused a tsunami-like effect on the industry in terms of there's a pent-up demand to build, but also there's a delay in the recognition or the connection with the supply chain in pulling forward and satisfying this pent-up demand. The other thing is, there's too many people in the industry looking at the bottom right-hand corner of quotations, and they're not actually looking at what's in the quotation, what the proposal actually means. It's one of those challenges that possibly the budgets were set maybe 20 or 21. Now we're looking to build in 22, 23, and with the factor of raw material restrictions and price increases, will those budgets actually fit? I don't think they will. And I think it's a challenge for the industry to connect between what they had in their cost plan and what the actual real costs are.
So you mentioned the bottom right-hand corner there. So within the construction sector, we know that cost is put on a bit of a pedestal. But how does that sort of negate the fact that we actually need to be looking at quality, we need to be looking at fire safety? How are Amber Kelly helping with that?
Well, we're explaining to them what the bottom right-hand corner means and literally taking the clients, customers through what we actually offer, articulating all of the functionality of the product. Because the challenge is that people look at the bottom right-hand corner, they see a big number, bigger than what they've expected or budgeted for. And what that means is that they're chasing the number, not the functionality. So quite often people use that as the adjudication for who they're going to go forward with. And that impacts the quality of the build because people are making a decision that's going to mitigate one risk and create another, or probably more than one. And that's the thing we need to get people to understand. You've got to look at these things through an holistic lens, not the focus.
And I know from sort of some of your recent LinkedIn posts and your regular content sharing that actually you draw on the fact that at the Constructions Leaders Summit that Dame Judith Hackett mentioned about over-engineering, she mentioned about silos of interest. But at Amber Kelly, what you're trying to do is bring sort of all the parties within the supply chain and the general construction management of projects together as a holistic approach. How do you kind of aid at Amber Kelly sort of collaborative working with your other counterparts?
Well, one of the biggest things that really helps is 3D modelling. So what we do is we pull in all the disciplines that are affected or that we touch during our involvement, and we bring in their particular needs within the 3D model. So we're dealing with it in the virtual world. So it gets dealt with before it gets in the real world.
Yeah. And if you have one last thing to say to the future of construction and your immediate thoughts of how we can combat cohesive working, collaborative working, actually tying that all in together, what would you advise?
Right, it's two key things. Stop the silo mentality, which Dame Judith has remarked on, and let's get collaborative. let's work together, because I can't understand why people don't look at collaboration. There's a vast knowledge out there that people leave untapped. So silo, stop, holistic, let's get it on.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Nick.
Thank you.
We hope you found this video from Fabric useful. For more, don't forget to subscribe, browse our playlists, and please like or share this video. Thanks for watching.